So, oh. So Cassie's testimony is still going on. She's married. She's pregnant. She's almost 9 months pregnant. I didn't know that. So they were kind of caught between defense wants to eat her for lunch, but then the jury will be really upset about that because she is pregnant. They don't want to stress. She shouldn't be stressed out because she's pregnant. So I don't know how that's going to go down, but she confessed, how much control Sean had over her. He controlled how her hair looked, her nails, her makeup, her clothing, everything. Okay. The thing that really irks me, and I'm just going to go there, okay? And I've said this before. For some strange reason, our society is comprised of a lot of people who side with the bad person. A lot of it has to do with they just don't understand how psychological domination occurs. They just don't get it. That's like telling people in a cult, well, how'd you get sucked into that in the first place? Or what are you doing in the middle of that and you won't leave? And you willingly gave your 12-year-old daughter to the leader to marry. That doesn't sound off to you? You should have left. That's because people are stupid. And they don't understand how psychiatric domination works. Somebody basically, you know how somebody hijacks a plane, They get on there and they have weapons and they take over the aircraft and they make the pilot fly wherever. What is he supposed to do, or she? Jump out of the aircraft so that it doesn't get taken over? We'll just leave, or we'll just go, or we'll just land at the next airport we find. It ain't that simple. There's something called a trauma bond. I'm getting pissed because people are so goddamn dumb. It's a lack of education. It's a lack of understanding. It's a lack of, the person might be lacking in self-worth. They might have grown up in an abusive background. So someone going crazy is not unfamiliar to them. It's normal to them subconsciously. There's something called a trauma bond. We've talked about that more and more often. Trauma bonding. You connect with the person who's being wicked. It's not a conscious choice. You're beating my ass. I think I want to marry you. I think I love you because you beat me. That's not how it works. Trauma bonding, and I talked about this in the other video, trauma bonding occurs because there's bad times and there's great times, and there's bad times and there's better times, then there's horrible times, and even better than that times. So it creates something called, cognizant I can't think today. My brain is fried. Cognitive dissonance. Blah, blah, blah. Cognitive dissonance, okay? So you see the bad, it's bad. You've got your friends telling you it's bad before that person isolates you from your friends and family, which is also part of the dynamic. Okay? They're the nicest person in the world, and that's what they use to suck you in like a vacuum cleaner. Who in the hell's going to say, hey, you know what? I've killed people, and yes, Sean is responsible for some people dying. He tried to kill a woman. He shot her right in her face. All right? Don't freaking tell me. I know these things, okay? It's all research, and it's all witness testimony, all of this, okay? This isn't something I'm pulling out of my left ear. Anyway, there's also, okay, so there's the good that pulls you in, the charming. That's probably the reason I don't like people that are too charming, over the top of the morning to you. Oh my God, isn't it a great day? I can't stand that shit. I hate when people do it, and I automatically distrust. That's not normal. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just not. But, there's just so much dynamics to it. And, there's the trauma bonding and when you do want to defend yourself because that person's been good to you and you want to leave them, you feel guilty for wanting to leave because they've been so good to you, but they've also been horrible to you. All right. And that's another thing that your brain does. And this is all knowing about psychology and how the brain works. Your brain doesn't want to remember the evil. It does not. That is another reason why that person isolates you from family and friends, because they know that your family is going to sit you down and have a come to Jesus meeting with you. We're going to talk, and we're going to talk right here, right now. This person is terrible. The person who's abusive knows that. They know that. They know that your family is, when your brain gets foggy and you're confused, your family is going to sit you down and unconfuse you. Nobody puts their hands on you when they love you. They don't, period. And that is a threat to the person who is vicious to you. And because this person is powerful, this is where people online, especially, and people in our society, have to start using your freaking brain cells. When a person is powerful, they do anything they want to do. They have gotten rid of. They have tried to get rid of Albie Shore. He had a multi-organ failure and almost checked out of here. A lot of celebrities either were extremely sick or they were murdered because they were writing a tell-all book. When you know somebody's that powerful, do you really think that once you get sucked into the rabbit hole, you really think you just gonna sashay away from them? He put explosives in a guy's car, which could have easily killed the guy, because he was attracted to Cassie, which was Sean's ex-girlfriend. You don't think somebody who puts an explosive in someone's car is capable of icing you? Really? Really? You think because you're their sexual slave and their psychological slave that they're not capable of making it worse for you? You don't think so? Look at Barry, who used to be the so-called president. Okay? Barry and Michael got their chef killed. You know why? Because he was writing a tell-all book. He was writing a tell-all book. And because we can't risk that, we have to get rid of you. Joan Rivers made a public statement about Barry's spouse, whose real name is Michael Robinson. Okay? Look it up online. You'll see pictures of when that person wasn't masquerading as a woman. Anyway, she made a public announcement to a reporter. Oh, come on. Everybody knows that this person is not who they're pretending to be. And use the person's name. A few weeks later, she was dead. Okay? If you think that Hollywood is glitz, glamour, mermaids and unicorns, there's no evil people in it. It's like a cult. Hollywood is like a cult within itself. There has been so much filth and so much dirt and so much grime that people have done that are affiliated with Hollywood. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kevin Hart was involved with those freak-offs, even though he's married with children. Okay. It's not what you think it is. And anybody who thinks that all of this is, oh, that's not true. You're living in a bubble, a fantasy bubble, and good luck with that. Okay? So much filth has come out about Cuba Gooding, touching people, touching them against their will. He just feels like I am who I am and I could do exactly as I damn well please, which is a typical Hollywood mentality. I'm a star, you're not. Shut up and let me touch your boobs. Let me get a handful of your butt. What's the problem? Shut up. His wife left him because of it. Okay? A lot of stars went silent when everything went down with Diddy. Ellen DeGeneres, who was real tight with him, oh, honey, her and Portia hurried up and went to the UK to buy a house. They hurried up and left the United States. I wonder why. A lot of stars are going silent. They talked about the people that are witnesses. They talked about Oprah being a rattlesnake. They talked about Jennifer Lopez. Oh, let's talk about Jennifer Lopez, shall we? Oh, come on, let's go. Let's talk. She's involved with a religion called Santeria. Okay. If you look it up, you'll see that it's a religion that started in the Afro-Caribbean and this and that and the other and this and this. It's a type of religion. It's also pertains to voodoo and killing animals and using them as sacrifice. And Jennifer Lopez, her first husband, witnessed her putting animal blood all over her body because she sacrificed an animal. She's into Santeria. If you research it, some stupid ass media liar said, "Oh, don't believe that. That's rumors that have been spreading around and this and that and a third. And that's not true. And you can't really believe what someone ex-spouse told you." Bullshit and triple layers of bullshit. The spouse knows you like the back of their hand. They were married to your ass. Okay? There's so much dirt that came out that everybody said back then, that's not true. That's not true. And then all of a sudden, those same people are like, oh, shit. You can't stay in a bubble your whole life and think that, like I said, raindrops is glitter. And no one has ever said an unkind word to anybody else. And Jay-Z and Beyonce are the best things since sliced bread. Look here. I have heard about, it's not been confirmed, but I've heard that they're into human sacrifice as well. Hollywood is dirty, 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 dirty. Very dirty. Very filthy. Don't get caught up in the movies and all that other mess, because that's fantasy. So many things that were labeled as a quotation marks conspiracy turned out to be true, and the person who said it back then is saying it now. Yeah, I told y'all this back in the day and y'all said I was lying. Exactly. There's a lady Jaguar. Her name is Jaguar. That's the name she goes by. And she spills all the tea on celebrities and what they've been involved with, the dirt that they've done. Y'all got to wake up. So back to Diddy. When people are online talking stupidness, free Diddy, she knew what she was getting herself into. Oh, really? So I tried to educate them, which you cannot educate people that are dumb and they like being dumb. She was there on her own free will. She was 19 years old. You're a kid. I don't care if you're 19, you're still a kid. Why do you think, okay, let's use common, I know common sense is a rare thing, but we're going to use it today. Why do you think much older men choose young girls to get involved with? Because they're easy to manipulate. They're easy to control. Okay? He chose her on purpose. She was young, she was naive, she didn't have any self-worth, and he was going to turn her inside out, and he did. Her brain was poisoned for about 10 years dealing with him. And he was drugging her. And when I tried to educate those idiots and I said, no, she was actually drugged. Oh, she took those drugs on her own. Oh, really? All these people online know the ins and outs of it. They ain't watched documentary the first, nor have they listened to witnesses, nor have they done research. But they know the ins and outs, nor were they at the freak-offs. But honey, they know the ins and outs of the freak-offs, okay? They know frontwards, backwards, and sideways what went down. I said, you know what? And free Diddy. I said, well, he likes to touch children. You know me, I'm going to go there. I said, he likes to touch children too. So why don't you let him babysit your grandkids? Well, they didn't have anything to say about that. No. You think he's innocent. You think he's a good man. Let him babysit your children. Or your grandbabies. I guarantee you won't be talking that shit then. Okay? Take your kids to the jail and see if they'll let the kids go in the cell with Diddy. See if they come out the same way they went in. I guarantee you they won't. Even though the jail would never be down for that. But I'm just saying. I mean, let him watch your kids. He's going to be free. He's going to be free. Oh, really? Interesting. The amount of GHB, liquid GHB that he had in his possession was enough to get multiple life sentences. But everybody online has all the answers. Everybody knows what's going on, even though they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. I said, you know what? And when they kept saying free him, I said, you know what? Y'all are sicker than he is. I'm out. And I left the chat room. Wasn't really a chat room. It was live. And they were talking about her testimony, which is basically what we've heard before. You know, he hired escorts to do Cassie all kinds of ways, you know, controlled her, beat her for 10 years. He introduced her to drugs. And they're like, well, she took the drugs on her own. After a while, she did to numb herself. But he's the one who introduced her to the drugs in the first place. It's not like you go to Walmart and ask for some ecstasy, okay? That's not how it works. Somebody's usually going to slide that to you. You're not going to get that in the Burger King drive-thru either, okay? Someone's going to introduce you to it. People know all the answers. They know everything. Now, the whistleblowers, I believe them because these are the same people that said this mess back in the day and nobody paid them no mind because they didn't want their name affiliated with it. She's lying, she's lying, she's lying. Right? Really? She is? Oh. Is that why she has 5 different residences and you never know which one she's going to be at? Because she watches her back because she knows there's a bounty on her head for running her mouth. And I don't blame her for running her mouth. These people have been getting away with a lot for a long time. And I got news for you. There's also been news that Jay-Z, Beyonce's mom, came out and said that Jay-Z was controlling Beyonce with drugs. It ain't like we ain't heard of drugs being affiliated with Hollywood before. All their parties are laced with every kind of drug you can get. It's like a supermarket. You just order whatever drug you want and you get it. They tried to eliminate Fox. What's his first name? Jamie Foxx. They tried to get rid of him. He was at one of those parties. I guess he didn't realize what was really going down. I don't know. He asked for an Advil. That was the wrong thing to ask for. Whatever pill they gave him, he fell asleep for 22 days. But no, people don't do bad things. They really don't. They don't. Everybody's your friend. And the sun is always out. And there's never bad weather. And there's no bad people in the world. Some people live in that fantasy and they're naive. And if that's what keeps their heart beating, go right ahead. You'll be the first person to be a victim of a vicious crime because you thought that nobody could do anything terrible. You know, it's a dangerous world you live in when you think everybody's your bestie. I can't talk. Your bestie, your best friend, because they were nice to you and they smiled, or because they smiled on the red carpet, they're a good person. Hollywood has got the filthiest, dirtiest. Oh, God. They're absolutely filthy. And you know what? To be quite honest with you, when I was pursuing acting back in the day, when I see how Hollywood is now, thank God I did not make it in the industry. Thank God. Thank God. Because they're horrible. And the filth that's attached to them, oh baby. You don't want that. You just don't. I think the company is called Bellagio, something like that. I want to say, I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. They are a big, well-to-do company. I think it's retail, like clothing, I think. They had little kids posting, for the ad, they were wearing whips and chains and that kind of thing. So it has their children, but it has elements of S&M. Y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up. A lot of dirt, a lot of filth. Oh, and let me tell you something else. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. The people who are famous, people that y'all worship, poly snakes, they've been affiliated with those types of parties too. And you know what? There's videos of those people also. Because Epstein did the same thing. Diddy, Epstein, all of them. They do the same thing. They have videos of you doing some crazy shit. So if you decide you want to be a whistleblower, or you decide, they will use you as blackmail too. I'm interrupting myself. They'll use you as blackmail. And I mentioned that in the other. They'll have you doing something crazy. And it's on video, just in case you come out out the side of your neck and decide you want to talk one day. We got you on camera, so what you gonna do? There's video of Barry getting his freak on with Diddy. Did I go there? Yes, I did. There's video. Jaguar talks about that. She's been talking for years, and everything that she has said back in the day has come to fruition. So now what you gonna say? Those are the people that are naysayers. She don't know what she's talking about. She got a beef with the industry. Yeah, you know what? If that's what you need to feed your brain, go ahead. You want to feed your brain that stupidness? Go ahead. But the bottom line is, stars have talked about Diddy back in the day and said he's a horrible, horrible person. No, that's not true. You're just jealous of his success, blah, blah, blah. People are so damn dumb. They can convince themselves of anything. They really can. There is such a thing as mermaids. It's true. Yeah? Well, I'll tell you what. You live in that world and I'll live in the real world. Okay? Okay. Come on now. All the stars are quiet. Nobody's saying nothing because they're terrified that their name is going to be pulled up. Their information is going to be pulled up. Celebrities are terrified. Since Diddy went down, they're scared to death. Oh, what I was going to tell you about, I don't know if I mentioned it. I might have. Jennifer, she's the one that got rid of the weapon after Diddy shot the lady in the face. She got rid of the weapon for Sean. He could get anybody to do anything. So don't sit here and say, well, Cassie should have walked away. People bow down to him because he's powerful. She got rid of the weapon probably because he was screwing her. So her brain was already scrambled because of that. Okay. A lot of dirtiness. And I don't know how deep it is with Ellen DeGeneres, but I know for a fact that when everything went down with Diddy, they hurried up and ran out of the United States. And she was real tight with Diddy. So to what extent were you involved, Ellen? Why'd you run away so fast? Look here, I'm telling you, a lot of people are, the names on that list are probably the same names that were on the Epstein list that was supposed to go public and never did go public. And I guarantee you, Pam Bondi, who was going to release the information about Epstein and who was on that list, all of a sudden she didn't. And it wouldn't surprise me if she got threats. Because all of a sudden they quit talking about it. But here's the thing. And I'm going to let you guys go. Here's the thing. If you don't do nothing filthy, you don't have to worry about nobody spilling the beans. You don't have to worry about nobody having a video and making it public. Don't do dirt, and you should be good to go. I'm using logic again. I'm sorry. I hope you guys can forgive me. Y'all take care. Bye.